From Miami Township, Ohio, ICRC-TV Sports is pleased to present girls OHSAA varsity basketball. Tonight, the Turpin Spartans will meet the Milford Eagles in an Eastern Cincinnati Conference matchup. Hello, everyone. I'm Glenn Olson, joined tonight by my partner, Mike Orienti. Mike, it's been a long time since we've been able to work together, and glad to be back with you. Should have an entertaining game tonight.
Yeah, Glenn, on the first note, it is always good to be back with you, and it should be a fun game, as you mentioned, Glenn. You know, you look, just a quick look at the standings here. In conference play, Turpin's 2-2, Milford's 2-4. Overall, 2-3 for Turpin and 3-4 for Milford. So, you know, again, pretty competitive. It's amazing, you know, with this crazy year, Milford's already got 6 games played in the league to 4 for Turpin. Right. But nevertheless, we've done a game here before, Glenn, and I will tell you, Milford lives and dies by the threes, so we're going to see a lot of threes put up by the Eagles. Yeah, looking through the stats for both teams pregame, it was fairly obvious that Milford likes to shoot the three. And, you know, one thing with Milford I noticed as well, they're not fouling a lot this year. Right. So we'll see how Turpin chooses to attack the Eagles, if they're going to go up with more of a man-to-man attack or fall back into a zone and hope for the best. For those of you who are high school sports diehards, we had the Milford boys last night taking on Loveland. Both of those teams living and dying by the three. Milford emerged victorious, so you can tell who stayed hot the longest. Yeah. So I guess my point in saying that is, if you're going to live and die by the three, you better hope you stay hot. Well, there's no doubt about it. In the first game we did of Milford, the girls, they were ice cold, and then all of a sudden, Glenn, when you start looking at O'Toole and McKinney, and they're all started hitting some threes, and all of a sudden, you know, the game became, you know, almost uncompetitive for for the Eagles' opponent. But to your point, if you're gonna do it, you better be hot, or else you could be down a whole bunch very easy, very soon, very quick. Yeah, Maya O'Toole has attempted 44 threes this year. She's hit 15 of them. Got Devin Morris, 6 of 27. Paige Ayler, 6 of 11, and Madeline Hill is 15 of 55. So we're underway here at Milford. The ball was batted around, and it ultimately was controlled by the Eagles, who will march down to the left of your screen and begin their first offensive possession. Turpin comes out in a man-to-man defense. Wide open three. Off the back iron, it's no good. For McKinney, Kaylee McKinney. Turpin back down quickly. That's Hilgefort. She's the engine of this Spartans team. Everything starts and stops with her when you look at the stat sheet, Mike. Yeah, I know, Glenn. I was going to say you better get used to calling her name tonight because, to your point, she is the leading scorer with 19 points a game. So she's not afraid to put it up, and the offense runs through her. Pretty quick pace of play, but no points as of yet. 45 seconds in to the contest. Milford's going to be very tough defensively, and now we're going to get a foul. It's going to be called on number 5, Devin Morris, the lone senior on this Eagles squad. She was recognized in pregame activities, so congratulations to her and her family. Just amazing to hear all of her accomplishments over the years. Hilgefort makes it look easy underneath. First 2 points go to the Spartans, but anyway, to finish that previous thought, congratulations to her. Yeah, about the accomplishments, Glenn, it's amazing. The one thing that stood out for me, she's been accepted to 14 colleges. Yeah, amazing. Oh, nice feed down in the middle. She can't catch up with the ball, though. Turpin's able to haul it in. They'll bring it down. And Milford's got to be smart and not give that ball up on them turnovers, because every possession counts in this game. And Turpin's, to your point, Turpin's going to put some points up on the board, and Milford's got to be smart. Nice job by Taylor and McKinney there. Kaylee McKinney. Spartans were trying to feed Hilgefort inside, and Milford was going to have none of it. They're going to put a lot of pressure on her underneath, it appears, and rightly so, as we said a moment ago. Yeah, through so far this season, Turpin's averaging almost 44 points a game to Milford's 48. So we talked about being competitive. So this could come down to a couple last possessions. Milford's going to go into a full court defense, but not put a ton of pressure on yet, but make Turpin work for it a little bit. Lots of contact. They're trying to get to Hilgefort. Baseline pass, now back up top. Fake on the three, inside the arc. The shot goes up, no good, off the rim.
Hilgefort comes up with it, but she's going
to
be,
ball?
Yeah, she's going to be tied up underneath by Ashley Taylor.
Boy, Hilgefort, she's all over the place.
Yeah.
She's on both ends of the court, getting offensive, defensive rebounds, and good play there by the Eagles to tie her up.
Straight stack up formation, it looked like there from Turpin. They inbound successfully. Drive to the basket, scoop shot won't go. And the senior, Devin Morris, hauls it in. Eagles back down into their half court quickly. 2-0, 5:45 remaining in the opening quarter. Three-pointer, off the mark. Morris saves it, but into the hands of the Spartans. It's right into the hands one of the Spartan players on the floor. Now it's going to go back to Milford.
Oh, they say that's off of Hilgefort's hand. Let's see, that number 23 there. Haley Richardson, she had an open shot, or 13, I'm sorry. Claire Kamowski, she had an open shot in the lane there. Glenn, I'm surprised she passed that up.
One of those ones that'll stand out on film, huh? There's
yeah.
A feed inside, a little bit of traffic underneath. That shot won't go. McKinney gets back to it, though, and another tie-up. So not a lot of fouls, but these Eagles not afraid to get in there and try to wrestle away control of the ball. There you see it right there. McKinney pulled it into her gut and was swinging her hips. Really good defensive pressure being applied by the Spartans.
That ball was off O'Toole's leg. Looks like Milford's going to stay in that press defense full court.
Going to make the Spartans earn it. Do not let Hilgefort get down and get set in the offense.
Oh boy. Referee didn't see it, so now the old as an official, make the call and wait for the coach to argue, and that'll tell you if you got it right or wrong.
You're going to get it one way or the other, right?
Yeah, right.
Here we get the replay of it. Let's see what we see. It looks like off the knee of an Eagle.
Yeah.
So it was dribbled off of her knee. So good guess or the right call. We'll say it was the right call. How about that? Cross-court pass by the Spartans. Three ball goes up off the glass, no good, and a foul underneath. Yeah.
I think that foul is going to be on 21. Ashley Taylor. That's her first, Milford's second foul. Here's a replay. You can see it. She goes up, and yeah, Taylor gets her right on the arm.
At the line, shooting 2, number 44, Rachel Riker.
She's a 50% free throw shooter. Makes the first one, Glenn.
For the Spartans, number 23, Haley Richardson.
Haley Richardson, a sophomore guard, is going to check into the game for Turpin. Yeah, looking again at the stats pregame, Mike, Turpin, with a decided disadvantage from the free throw line. They don't want to foul Milford. Milford shooting nearly 78% from the line. So I think Milford would be happy to give up to a couple fouls with a percentage like that with Turpin at the line. Three-pointer, rattles around, won't go. Hilgefort pulls it in easily. Now she can't keep a hold of it. McKinney, or Ashley Taylor, recovers for the Eagles.
When that last series or that last possession for Milford, they attempted 2 threes and both of them weren't even close.
Yeah. Well,
so they haven't found the rim yet.
You're going to live and die by it. You better start hot and stay hot, as we said.
Yeah.
Milford lucky to be only trailing 4 minutes into this contest. Olivia Theroff set to check in for the Eagles.
Oh, nice hands there by Hilgefort could knock that ball and keep it alive. Is there a lid on that rim down there, Glenn? Because I'm telling you, we're not seeing much the ball going into the hoop here.
Yeah. Thought we'd see a little bit more scoring than this. These teams averaging in the 40s, right?
Right, yeah. Almost 50 for Milford.
We'll find it sooner or later. There's another attempt, no good.
Boy, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, she pounded that board, got that offensive rebound, and put it back up.
Coach Dave Fallis put her in. They wanted that presence underneath.
There's that pressure, turnover.
Yep. Pays off for Milford. Nice move there by O'Toole.
There you go.
And there they go. It's starting to rain now.
Yep. Quick 5-0 run by Milford puts him up 5-3.
Hilgefort passes it off. Turpin, a little bit of a desperation shot, goes off the side of the backboard. Rebounded by the Eagles.
Well, that pressure defense is working right now for Milford. Created a couple turnovers, which led to the 5 quick points.
Yeah, it's, criticism of the Spartans, I think, early on is they're able to stay with Milford defensively, but just not getting those hands out to take away the passing lanes or really contest many shots. I think it was just Milford trying to find their shot more than anything. We'll see how that unfolds, at least out on the perimeter. In the paint, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of it.
Kylie McKinney for that too. Milford's 7-point run.
Yeah. So after a little bit of a hot start for the Spartans and a cold start for the Eagles, fortunes have changed dramatically here in the last 2 or 3 minutes of this contest.
Yeah.
Take a look at the last couple here. Mike, go ahead.
You can see here, Milford finally gets their first 3-point shot over there by Devin Morris. And then they come back with that 2-pointer by McKinney. So that's the 5 of the 7-point run that they were on, and now they're up by 4. 2:27 to go in the first quarter. I think what's going on with Turpin is they're trying to get that ball into Higgleford too much. Somebody else has got to score. I mean, they've got Reichard averages almost 10, and then you got Brooke Painter. So the scoring, even though Higgleford is 19 points a game, somebody else is going to have to put the ball in the hoop if Turpin's going to stay in this game.
Yeah, and Milford so far has the height and the physicalness underneath to contain Higgleford somewhat. So, unless Turpin's able to figure out a way to, set some screens and get her open, or as you said, somebody else is going to need to step up and fill that void. Turpin's going to struggle. They can't figure that out.
Milford's going to back it down and just pressure the ball half court.
How relentless already, though.
Oh.
I think that was supposed to be a pass, but it ended up being a shot.
That was a heck of a pass for Manute Bowl or somebody.
Yeah, 3-pointer uncontested from the outside off the back iron, no good. It's being batted around. Nobody could quite gain control of the rebound. It's going to be out of bounds off McKinney, and a Spartan ball right in front of their bench. Ella Marion checks into the game for Higgleford. For Turpin, 2:03 remaining in quarter number 1.
Looks like Ella Marion is the only other center on the Turpin, giving Higgleford a nice breather. Now somebody's got to step up to score some points for Turpin.
Right. 3-pointer.
Wow.
On the outside, and that one goes through for Thieroff. So Thieroff's had a pretty quick impact in this game the last couple minutes. She's been in, Mike.
Yeah, she has. Instant offense.
Right. Let's see what Turpin's trying to do different. Still have the big, tall post player underneath. See if
that was nice.
Contain, and with all kinds of pressure from McKinney, Marion able to put it through for Turpin. McKinney throws up a 3 from the other end. It's no good. Actually, that was Thieroff. Excuse me.
Boy, that Thieroff, that 3 was going to bring rain if we were outside. That was way up there.
Get some high arcs sometimes. A couple of subs on the way for Turpin. We'll get to those in a minute. Another 3 for the Eagles. So Milford starting to pull away now. Kaylee McKinney pulled the trigger on that one. 13-5 Milford, about 1 minute to go. Turnover by the Spartans. Trying again to force it down underneath there to Marion. Didn't quite work.
Well, that second turnover in a row by Sophia Sciano, who is a freshman, so some freshman mistakes on her. She's really trying to get that ball in the middle, and some errant throws. So Milford gets the ball on a turnover with just about 50 seconds to go, up 8.
Moss, Reichard, and Higgleford all come in for the Spartans, so
they got some height.
Yeah, giving the Eagles a different look out on the floor. So we approach 40 seconds. Good ball movement by the Eagles. 3-pointer from the left side is off the mark. It's going to be pulled in easily by Marion. That was Hillis taking the shot for Milford. Under 30 seconds now. Higgleford really loses her balance, has the foresight to pass it up, and Reichard brings a 3.
So there's that's her first points of the night.
13-8 now. Turpin's chipped away. Just about 10 seconds left.
Nice.
Nice drive to the basket there by McKinney.
Turpin better get down court. They're running out of time.
One now. Desperation shot from midcourt. It will not go. And at the end of the first quarter, it is Milford 15, Turpin 8. We're going to step away for a moment. We'll be right back. You're watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
There you see Dave Fallis, man in charge of this Eagle girls varsity program. Made his way over here to Miami Township a couple years ago after a career at Bethel. Recently picked up win number 50 earlier in this season. Win number 150 of his career. Congratulations to him. Clear off in the paint with the stick back.
Well, she continues to be the hot hand for the Eagles.
We're not kidding. It's definitely running through her at the moment. Okay.
That defense is really intense by the Eagles.
Yeah, you don't want to get underneath that basket, and I think that's why Hilgeford's had a quiet night so far.
Yep. Yeah, anytime she goes under there, that ball goes in there, Glenn. They're collapsing on her, putting 2 and 3 bodies on her and making it tough.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we got some of these numbers straightened out now for Turpin. There's a little bit of confusion on the roster, so hopefully we get the right names called moving forward here. A little bit of miscommunication there, maybe a deflected ball. So Toole let the pass get away from her there. So Taylor Bliss and Brooke Heiss are checking in for Turpin. Taking the places of Painter and Shiana. So just about a minute or so into quarter number 2. Milford out, still out in front, 17-8. 3-pointer
that was
way.
nice.
Yeah. Clean look at the basket, and Klimkowski drains it.
Well, we had a nice view of what she saw, and she had squared up to the basket really well. And that ball hit nothing but net. Back down to a 6-point game.
Maybe that's why we're seeing her get in there.
Yeah.
See, Turpin trying to find out who's got the hot hand tonight since it's rough going underneath the basket. There's another one. That one's going to be off the mark, though.
Yeah.
Rebounded by Hilgeford and a foul.
Again, Hilgeford is a 59% free throw shooter. She can possibly cut this down to a 4-point game.
Eagle foul number 22, Kaylee McKinney.
So Kaylee McKinney picks up her first. That's the team's third.
Line shooting 2, number 50.
Turpin hasn't been called for a foul yet, Glenn.
All right.
To your point, there's only been 3 fouls so far in the game.
Yeah, you don't want to send these Eagles to the free throw line. Carly Stinson into the game for Milford. Madeline Hillis will take a seat on the bench. Second shot off the mark.
Wow.
Good foul,
Yeah.
as they say. Milford really.
Nice give and go.
Yeah, sure was. Just going to say Milford very active on the floor, and Turpin seems to have a little bit of a hard time keeping up with them defensively.
Yeah. Milford's beating them the first step. They're beating them off that.
And I guess, your Turpin keep firing up those perimeter shots, and Milford's going to let them until they start falling consistently. Right. 19-11, under 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Milford in a 2-3 defense.
See, and now they're going to collapse on it. I like that. Shot is well off the mark. He'll go for it with the rebound. It's off of her hands, and it'll be Milford ball.
Boy, Devin Morris is very active under that basket. She had quick hands over there. Glenn knocked that ball off of Hagel-Ford's leg. That doesn't show up in the stats, but it sure shows up in the scoreboard.
Hagel-Ford out, Marion back in for the Spartans. Very good point, though, Mike. Nice screen there by Milford. Opens up a lane for O'Toole. Her shot won't go. Struggle for control, and the ball will dribble out of bounds and stay with Milford, it appears. Nope, it's going to go to Turpin now.
O'Toole's the leading scorer for the Eagles, averaging almost 12 points a game. She's looking for her first points tonight.
See what Turpin has in mind. Again, the Eagles are going to come out and challenge up top on that offense, out of that 2-3 zone, try to trap that point guard perhaps.
Oh.
Nice ball fake.
She wanted to take it again.
Yep. It's Klimkowski.
Yeah.
Ball gets pushed around. There's Klimkowski with a good look. She'll come up to 15 feet.
Yep. Shuffled her feet.
Shuffled her feet. Exactly right, Mike.
Second in for the Spartans, number 23.
So 23, Haley Richardson, a sophomore guard, comes into the game. She's going to take the place of Taylor Bliss. 19-11, just ticked under 5 minutes to go. In case you're listening and not watching, three-pointer off the mark by Theroff, rebounded by Turpin. Looking to feed inside. Now Milford forces a turnover, comes up with the ball. O'Toole off the glass, nice move.
Boy, Carly Stinson really has come in and brought some additional energy to the Eagles offense. Boy, she got that nice dish to O'Toole, and she got her first points of the night.
Outside of Marion out there, seems like Turpin is at a slight height disadvantage, and I was kind of surprised they were passing the ball around the way they did down around the basket there. Now we're going to get some height back in for the Spartans. Kate Palmer comes in along with number 34, Shiano again. Shiano, a freshman forward. She's got 6'4", 6'6" written all over her someday, doesn't she? She's a freshman with that height.
Yeah.
We don't get the height on the girls' rosters the way we do the boys, but she's a tall athlete for sure.
Is.
Trying to feed that one inside to Reichard. Turpin able to hang on to possession, though. Feed inside, nice step around move and a bucket.
That's not a freshman move there, Glenn.
Absolutely right. Here's O'Toole. She's going to be hacked. Be the first foul on the Spartans tonight. And that will go on Shiano. So O'Toole will go to the free throw line.
Glenn, if I'm reading this correctly, it says she's a 100% free throw shooter.
There you go. Don't jinx her. I'm not supposed to say those things.
See, now she's a 98% free throw shooter. She'll make it now.
Nice form, you got to admit, though.
You got to miss one at some point in time, so I'll take credit for that.
Takes the pressure off.
There you go. See?
There you go. Hagel-Ford coming back in place of number 44, Reichard. Kaylee Kenny, that is, coming back into the game. Theroff's going to take a seat for Milford, 22-13, 3:50 remaining in the first half. Theroff just a quick drink, checking back in quickly, it looks like. Nope, now she's going to go to the bench. Three-pointer contested. Had to get a lot of arc on that one. It was obviously off the mark. McKinney with the ball. She's going to go coast to coast, and she'll be fouled underneath the basket.
When McKinney got in there, she was battling with Hagel-Ford. You could see right here on the replay. Oh, maybe not. But she got in there.
Here it comes.
Yeah. This is the foul. Got hit right on the arm.
Yep.
Claire Klimkowski on the foul. That's her first.
Kenny's first shot off the back iron. A lot of spin on that shot. Marion back in.
That's interesting.
Painter as well. What's that, the spin?
No, I'm interesting that Hagel-Ford's going out. She just came in. Now she's going back out. Maybe there's something going on that we don't know about, Glenn. I mean, she averages 19 points a game. You'd think she'd be on the court other than a few breaks most of the game.
Well, Milford has shut her down, so maybe Coach Giglio's thinking, hey, it's an opportunity to, they're going to key on Hilgefort. We'll see what some other players do. Quick rotations and timeout. It's taken by Milford with 3:16 to go here in quarter number 2. That will be the first timeout for Milford taken in the game.
Okay, Milford's defense has created a lot of turnovers.
Yes.
And you know, they're staying with it, which I think is a good combination. Somehow Turpin's got to find some way to get some points back on the board. They're down by 10. All of a sudden you look up, Milford's up by 10, Glenn. You know, for the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, Milford didn't have a point, and then they went on at the end of the first quarter was 15-8. They went on a 15-5 run to finish out that first period, or the first quarter.
And they've stayed hot.
And they stayed hot. And it's been a nice combination of 2s and 3s.
Right. Very good points. Couple of subs on the way as the balance of the second quarter gets underway after the Milford timeout. Aggressive defense there by the Spartans. Kate Palmer forcing that one out of bounds. Coming in is Devin Morris and Ashley Taylor. Taking the place of McKinney and O'Toole.
Yeah, that's the younger McKinney, Kelsey McKinney.
Yes, thank you.
Who was a freshman. As we talked about, Glenn, Milford's got a very young club.
There's a steal.
Knocked away by Morris.
Yeah, Morris knocks it away, so it'll stay Turpin ball, but at least now Milford will have a chance to get their defense set and not get caught in transition.
Speaking about young, Turpin only has 1 senior on their squad as well.
Right.
So both these teams, rather young, players are getting a lot of experience.
Nice job there. Good defense by Kaylee McKinney. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Another quick rapid-fire substitution. Rachel Reichard, sophomore forward, coming back in for Turpin. Coach Giglio has got rotations set up. There's nobody on that bench with a warm-up on, is there, other than the coach?
He is playing 7, 8 players deep, maybe 9.
Looking now. Not a good decision there. They were trying to force it inside to Marion, but she was double covered, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Might be in football. Pull up 3. Nothing but net for Morris. That's actually 2. She had a foot on the line, but it was pretty nonetheless.
Yeah, it was.
Turpin just is insisting on feeding things inside, and it's not working.
It's not working, and Hilgefort is still on the bench. I'm thinking there's something going on. I mean, if you're going to feed it in down the middle or inside, you want her in there to get it. She's scoring 19 points a game.
They're forcing balls where the defense is obviously not allowing it. Morris pulls up, and that one's off the mark. It's saved, though, but Turpin comes up with it. Down the court in a one-on-one essentially situation. And a charge is going to be fault because the defender had her feet set.
Yeah.
Get that call all day long unless you can get her to pick up that foot. We're taking another look at it here on the replay, and might have got away with one there. That foot was moving.
Actually, Glenn, she really should have passed that ball to the other player trailing.
That foot came up, you know. Kind of human instinct. Somebody's barreling at you. You want to start moving your feet. So basketball players have incredible discipline, but that's called a charge, and Milford will take it.
A nice give and go.
Morris in traffic, kicks it back out. Good decision. 3 ball from way up top by number 14, Madeline Hills. Madeline Hills, excuse me. Hilgefort inside. It will not go, and it's batted around and out of bounds. And a little bit of hesitation there. They were going to call that for it. It'll be Turpin ball underneath their own basket. Olivia Theroff checks back in. She'll take the place of Stenson.
Glenn, it's 15-point lead for Milford. Turpin's got to be careful here. I mean, this game is approaching where it could get a little out of control.
Yep. Turnover.
And a foul.
One of Nilenby's inbound pass, and then a foul to boot. Mistakes beget mistakes.
Yeah.
Spartan foul on number 24, Kendall Moss.
Fouls called on
That's
Kendall
her
Moss.
first. Team score.
28-13, just under 90 seconds remaining in the first half.
See if Milford works some clock.
Yeah, they chose not to do that in the first quarter, but 75 seconds now to try to dribble out. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
See what they do. Thieroff wide open from up top. Bang!
Boy, the threes are raining in here tonight.
Thieroff, another three-pointer. She's got 10 points in the game. Another turnover.
Good hands.
Yep, another turnover. Good job hanging on to that one by the Eagles, and all kinds of traffic in the lane. Rolls but won't go. Rebounded by Milford. A stick back won't go. Still being batted around. Put back up. Turpin's going to come up with it.
There's that freshman in there, Shiano, getting that defensive rebound.
Yep. Three-pointer right side.
In and out. Oh.
And out again a second time on the rebound. Milford comes up with it.
Boy, Turpin just cannot buy a basket. They're going to hold for one shot. I heard the coach over here yelling to the girls.
Morris with the ball now. We're approaching 10 seconds, and there it is. So a little bit easier to dribble out. Clear off. McKinney. Hilgefort with the board. 2 seconds, 1 second. Three-quarter court shot is well off the mark. And your score at the half, Milford 31 and Turpin 13. A clinic being put on by the Eagles right now, man.
Yeah, it's raining three, so let's go let the teams go in the locker room, see what kind of adjustments. I think Milford's got a good plan, and Turpin's got to figure out how they're going to put some points on the board and stop those threes.
We will step away for a break. We'll come back with the halftime stats. You are watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. Tonight,
Milford Eagles win.
Got him. Separation. Touchdown! Unbelievable. Milford has stormed all the way back.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elma's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Good morning, Uglyville!
Every ugly doll is unique.
I'm Moxie.
Bobo.
Wait.
Call me Slick Doll.
What?
And every child is too.
They can be pretty lovable.
That's why when you travel, you should make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size.
This is why you're the wisest doll in town.
Well, keep them safe by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Isn't that right, gibberish cat?
Couldn't be better.
Find the right seat today.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
See that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text-to-emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
I mean, I don't totally know what opioids are, but...
It doesn't happen here.
Not in denial.
No.
Our kids are way too busy. My son has good friends.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs, and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them.
Welcome back to Milford High School. Glenn Olson and Mike Orienti with you tonight. Our ICRC-TV crew for girls varsity basketball. The Turpin Spartans taking on the Milford Eagles. I still got love on my brain from last night.
Hey, Glenn, just a couple quick points. I think is critical as we start this third quarter here. Hillgrefort's only got 2 points. He comes in average of 19, so that's a big miss. Milford's 5 of 15 from 3, and bench scoring is 12-4 Milford versus Turpin. So, hence that was why they had a big lead.
Kenny pulls up from 15 feet. It won't go. So, what you saw on the floor while Mike was reviewing the stats, Turpin coming out with an aggressive full court press, and honestly, Milford broke it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Not to kick the Spartans when they're down, but Milford had no trouble with that. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, no. Then they just come down here and they do it. They turn the ball over.
So it was interesting to note Turpin was back out of the locker room and on the floor shooting with about 4 minutes to go in the halftime period, and there's a travel.
Yeah.
And then Coach Giglio called him over at about the 3-minute mark with the board to go over a couple more things. So
see what kind of halftime adjustments that they made.
Yeah, not to beat the dead horse, but trying to find Hillgrefort or Marion inside has not worked to this point. So seeing a little more ball movement, it appears, shorter passes, and then there's a cross-court pass right on demand. Little jumper won't go. Rebound by Hillgrefort. She kicks it back out. Wide open look at the basket. It's going to get stuck between the cylinder and the backboard. Klinkowski.
David Shelton, the official over there, jumped up there and knocked that ball. Nice hops there, buddy.
Still got some hops.
Yeah, just has some hops.
Known from baseball?
Yeah. He's a baseball official as well.
Just a reminder, the OHSAA still needs officials in all sports at all levels.
Yep.
If you have any interest, reach out to the OHSAA. They'll get you headed in the right direction.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought there might have been a foot on the line there, but they'll count it for 3. 31-19. Approaching 6:20.
Turpin trying to do the full court. She traveled.
Yep. It's 2 travel calls we've seen in a row, right? Thiroff's going to check in.
Yep.
She'll take the place of Taylor on the floor. So
Thiroff was the leading scorer in the first half with 10 points, Glenn. I think you might have mentioned that.
Nope, did not. And she got her 10th, I caught it, but didn't say anything about her leading. So great to point that out. Ooh. Tell you, Turpin has ratcheted up the intensity. Thiroff with a baseline drive. She'll pass it off. It's deflected away, but Milford hangs on. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Drive in from just inside 15 feet, not able to get the roll.
Well, Turpin's come out a completely different team this half, Glenn.
Sure have.
I mean, you talk about the intensity. You're right. They're pressuring the ball. They're making shots.
Lead is down to 10 at 5:40. Get a roll in.
Might
take
be
it however you
timeout
can
time
get
for
it.
Milford, Glenn.
That was Reichard. Theroff took that one right out of Morris's hands. It was coming right to Morris. Theroff just took it. McKinney on the baseline. Had somebody coming in. Yep, turnover, not able to hang on to the ball. It was Hills. I can take a look here at that last Turpin three.
Yep. Coach Follis is telling the team just to relax, slow down.
Yeah, just because Turpin's pressuring, don't lose your mind, right? Shot's no good. Theroff comes up with it. Theroff and Morris navigate their way through the press. McKinney, Morris. Morris is going to dribble back and reset the offense over to Theroff on the right wing. Theroff thinks about driving in. She had to put up a scoop shot before she took another step. Milford hangs on to it. Feed inside to McKinney, no good. Rebound Spartans. This is a tale of two halves so far, partner.
It's unbelievable. This is a completely different team for the Spartans that we saw from the first half.
It almost seems like they were hesitant to foul in the first half, and now they're just, hey, we got to go play defense, whatever it takes. So Reichard, another bucket, and all of a sudden that gigantic lead is down to 6 points.
You can see here's the replay. They got the ball in. Nice look at the basket, left-handed layup and in. So that's their pressure D. They're not letting up.
As hard as we were on Turpin in the first half, give them credit. The adjustments they made are working so far. Theroff from the right side, off the mark, rebounded by the Spartans.
Well, they make a basket here. All of a sudden now this game is
one possession. Hilgefort with a turnaround.
Wow, that's 4-point lead.
4 points. So conceivably, one possession game, a three-pointer and a foul. Hilgefort steals it away, puts a shot up, it won't go. McKinney comes in from behind. Turpin maintains possession. Three-pointer, left side, no good. Hilgefort puts it back up and draws a foul.
Glenn, I don't. Why is Coach Fallon? Why is he not calling a timeout to try to break this run here by Turpin? I mean, I don't understand. I know he wants to let the girls kind of work through it, but at some point in time, you need to call timeout. Let them regroup.
Let's see what happens when they get possession back, either at the end of the two free throws or if Milford gets possession on a rebound. If Hilgefort doesn't make the second one, if he does elect to use a timeout, he's only used one so far.
Glenn, Milford hasn't scored so far this third quarter.
Well, free throw was no good, but there with the stick back, number 44, Reichard for Turpin. It's a 1-point game.
They've been outscored 17-0.
Now a traveling call and full timeout taken by Milford.
I don't mean to be hard on him, but I think it's that timeout is long overdue. Yeah. You let them go on a 17-0 run?
I think when you get about halfway through that run, you want to call and break the momentum.
Yeah. I think it's too late.
Not a direct comparison. You see that in volleyball a lot when a team, rattles off a bunch of straight points. The other team will call a timeout just to try to break their momentum. And
why not?
Yeah, same thing here.
Yes, I got to give Turpin, as hard, to your point, Glenn, as hard as we were on them, they've come out possessed.
Yeah.
They've picked up that defense, relentless defense, causing turnovers. Now, granted, Milford's taking some, not some very smart shots.
Right, but forced into that by the Turpin defense.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah, whatever Coach Giglio said in that few minutes he had in the locker room with them before they came out to shoot, they flipped the switch somehow.
We got a ball game, Glenn.
Sure do. It looked like this one was going to be a laugher, and Turpin has found their way right back into this contest and only trails by one with 3:38 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, you look at the body language. Turpin's out there laughing and giggling, having a good time. You didn't see any of that in the first half.
Not at all. Seemed to be playing a very restrained game. So, credit to the coaching staff for making the adjustments and credit to the players for executing. Milford trying to break up this run by the Spartans, though.
Oh, nice switch.
Yep, sure was. McKinney, lays it home easily. Kaylee McKinney.
Boy, Coach Fallis, he drew up a nice play there to break that momentum.
See what they've done defensively. Hilgefort was basically triple team, but had those arms up, and the ball found its way to the bottom of the cylinder. 33-32 at 3 minutes remaining.
Pressure defense. They're not letting up, Turpin isn't.
Milford had handled it pretty well, but just couldn't convert it into points. And another example of it there. You know, Turpin is just playing physical enough to get Milford where they're not getting squared up and, you know, trying these scoop shots and things like that, Mike.
Glenn, if they make a basket here, they take the lead.
2:40 we're approaching. Hilgefort pass inside from out at the free throw line. Clearoff's going to get in there and tie that up, and we have a jump ball.
Brooke Heiss on that nice defensive play there to tie that up. Ball stays with Turpin.
Wide open. Inbound way too easy. Three-pointer from the right side. Turpin is in the lead. Holy cow. Brooke Painter drained that three to put the Spartans in front by 2. So we
Nobody saw this coming. Wow! There's a foul. That's a frustration foul by Morris.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
They're on a 22-2 run.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Eagle foul number 5, Devin Morris. That's her second.
Morris picks up foul number 2, the team's second of the half. Turpin yet to foul so far here in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. Good look.
Oh, man.
Another 3.
Oh, man.
Might be time for another timeout, Mike.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Riker with that 3. Now McKinney drives the lane. It's off the back of the glass and will not go. Turpin's going to proceed down somewhat cautiously here. Not the frenetic pace we'd seen earlier.
I think it's smart. Take some time off.
Hilgefort off of her foot, but Turpin maintains possession.
Milford switched to a 2-3 defense, trying to deny that ball in the middle.
Hilgefort tried to shoot from just inside 15 and had it blocked from behind. Milford comes up with the ball after the turnover. McKinney just inside the three-point line, drains it. Another timeout for Milford.
Timeout.
What a swing.
Wow, wow.
Oh.
I'm almost at a loss for words of what we've just experienced in this third quarter.
So it's 38-35 Turpin. There's 1:14 remaining in the third quarter. Due to the video board here, we lose our time graphic, but 1:14 remaining in case you're interested. You know, one thing I can say about Turpin that's obvious, they're being a little more patient on offense, where in the first half they were, you know, the game plan was force it inside, whether it's to Marion or to Hilgefort. Now that they've passed a few more times and gotten cleaner looks at the basket.
Well, to your point, Glenn, they're making those threes, so Milford's got to come out to defend that, and that's letting the Hilgefort and Marion in the middle to get some easy baskets. So Milford's going to press coming out of the timeout. That worked in the first half. They generated a lot of turnovers. They got to get going.
Hilgefort uses their height there, drive in, and a foul. It's going to be a charge on Brooke Painter. So a break there for Milford.
Turpin's going to return the favor and press him.
Probably see it press the rest of this game until we don't have enough players, would be my guess. 1:02 remaining. Just 9 minutes left in regulation. Hilgefort breaks it up. Milford hangs on, but boy, they're having all kinds of trouble. Now McKinney loses a grip on it. It's a turnover.
Oh!
Turnover right back by the Spartans, and Rachel Reichert. Pass came in a little high and hot. So Milford will maintain possession, but Turpin's going to keep the pressure on. Clearoff takes the inbounds, passes it back to McKinney. She crosses the timeline. O'Toole will run the offense up top. Morris, being closely guarded. Passes down into the corner, dribbling back up. O'Toole back with the ball at the point.
Well, they are really denying Milford any ability to drive to the basket.
Thieroff from the left side, well off the mark, rebounded by Kaylee McKinney. Right back to Thieroff, he passes to Morris. Turpin extending out that zone a little bit more, a little bit wider.
20 seconds to go in this quarter.
Morris loses it right in front of her own bench. She was a step late.
We got about 8 seconds left to go.
Substitution for the Spartans. Coming into the game, number 23, Haley Richardson. Just coming in, taking the place of Brooke Heiss.
Milford's going to really press here to deny Turpin a chance to get that last shot.
Just in the half court they will. They let him inbound it pretty easily. Turpin breaks a three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Morris underneath. She's in all kinds of traffic, but time expires. So, wow, what a third quarter for the Turpin Spartans as they move in front 38-35 at halftime. This game was 31-13.
Milford was outscored by 21 points in that quarter.
Amazing.
Turpin outscored them 25-4.
Take a look at our cable TV replay schedule here for our Spectrum and Optics customers. You can also find this game on demand along with all the other content that ICRC produces at our website, ICRC-TV.com, ICRC-TV.com.
Glenn, this is an unbelievable stat. Through 3 quarters, Turpin is 6 of 16 from 3. Milford's 5 of 17.
Wow.
I mean, amazing.
So at the half, Turpin was shooting 25% across the board. 25% from the field, 25% from beyond the arc, and 25% from the free throw line. And what a change of events now.
Oh, man.
So Milford went cold / was defensed into poor shot selection and turnovers.
It's going to be an interesting strategy down the stretch, Glenn. You talked about fouls are not an issue right here. So if it comes into a foul situation, Milford is phenomenal from the free throw line. I know you've mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Turpin has come back to retake the battle of the paint. A 14-12 scoring advantage in the paint. Morris for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Ball's batted around. Turpin comes up with it. So boy, the cold shots just continue for the Eagles. Turpin just seems to be on fire. Let's see if that one goes in and out. Rebounded by McKinney underneath, but she has it stolen away. The stick back goes up, no foul. They're going to say last off the Spartans, and it'll be Eagle ball.
That's pretty interesting.
Get a good look at the replay here. There you see McKinney getting it stolen away. The shot goes up and then deflects out of bounds. Thieroff takes the inbounds. Quick pass over to Morris. Avoids the pressure from Hilgefort. O'Toole now on the left side is going to drive in, kick it back out. Good ball movement on the perimeter. Three-pointer off the mark. Will not go for Hills. Ball will stay with the Eagles underneath their own. Nope, it's going to be Turpin ball, sorry.
Those 3 balls are not dropping now like for Milford like they did in the first half one.
Yep.
And the problem when you do that, you've got nobody's crashing the boards underneath to get an offensive rebound. And the ball's going right over to Turpin.
Pull up. Ball falls through. Klinkowski. The Spartans in front by 5. Thieroff takes the long pass. Morris is going to go into the paint. Off-balance shot and a foul. We're going to get a block.
I think that foul's on number 30?
44.
44.
Riker.
You can see it right here. There you go, yeah. Put her body right into it. It's going to put Morris on the line.
The shot is good. Oh, Milford, I don't know. It's going to have to start forcing Turpin to foul to get back to the free throw line because the three-point strategy is not working. Morris 2 in a row there, leads back to 3, 6:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. Good pressure by the Eagles. Turpin able to use that height to get around it. Hilgefort with McKinney. McKinney deflected it. Hilgefort got it back. Her shot won't roll. Boy, Hilgefort can't buy a basket right now with that Milford defense underneath.
It's not for lack of effort because
not
she
at all.
is really crashing there. I mean, she had a couple looks at that basket. It just wouldn't go in, and now Milford comes down and turns it over. We got timeout Turpin.
Timeout Turpin will be a 30-second timeout, so a quick adjustment for Coach Dave Giglio and the Spartans. Pretty amazing, partner.
Yeah, very much so. It's been actually, to your point, I know we talked about it earlier, the first half was kind of blah, 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 but it's been really exciting here.
Yeah.
It's been back and forth, back and forth. And I think we talked about earlier, very early in the broadcast, this could come down to the last couple possessions. And you know what, Glenn? It just sure as heck might now. At the end of the first half, I never would have thought that.
Definitely has that look and feel to it. Boy, you know, you and I have seen some crazy things happen in the games that we've done, most notably that Milford-Fairfield playoff football game where it looked like Milford was dead and buried and came back to win. And this one kind of had that same look to it with Milford running away, but credit Turpin and the adjustments they made at halftime.
It's the beauty of high school sports.
It definitely is. It's much more fun to broadcast a close one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Long cross-court pass, three-pointer. Goes up from the left side, no good. Rebounded by Hilgefort. It won't go. Hilgefort finally on the second effort gets it. Out of bounds.
Yeah, after that she makes that basket, Glenn, and then she denies the inbound pass and knocks it away.
She's definitely been more active here in the second half than she was able to be in the first. Thanks to the change in strategy.
So much for my theory that I thought maybe there was something wrong with it, right?
Yeah. Kenny kicks it out. Morris is going to drive in, puts up a floater. It won't go. Rebounded by the Spartans. Milford not being very patient offensively.
No.
Seem to be giving in to that frenetic pressure pace that Turpin is applying. Turpin's going to slow things down a little bit with a 5-point lead. Be a little more patient offensively. Thought about.
There it is.
Now feed inside to Hilgefort. Credit Kaylee McKinney. She's giving Hilgefort all kinds of trouble tonight, and that one won't go again.
She's holding her ground against her, too.
Morris Thieroff with a good look, but a travel.
She knew it.
She had a good look at it.
Yep. She's got the happy feet.
A little too excited, I guess. Okay. Approaching the 5-10 mark. It's out of bounds.
Good idea off of Higglefort's hands.
Kayla McKinney will inbound. Turpin will continue to press. O'Toole's wide open there. Now off of Higglefort's foot. She comes up with it and rolls it away.
Called timeout.
Yeah, good timeout by Coach Giglio as Hilgefort was on the ground with the ball in her hand.
Been fun. You can see right here, good effort. She got those great hands, was able to knock that ball, and good effort. Went after, got it on the baseline. Called timeout by Turpin, so after the timeout, Turpin will look to see if they can build upon their 5-point lead with 5:06 to go in the game.
42-37, Turpin out in front, just a 30-second timeout for the Spartans. Here you see the Eagles trying to find some quick answers. Turpin did not want to give up possession of that ball. Good use of the timeout.
And I think Coach Fallis, when he's in that huddle, I think he's stressing to the girls, slow the ball down, get good shots, be calm. This game is far from over, regardless of what's happened up until now.
Each team has 2 timeouts, 2 team fouls apiece. Hilgefort underneath, the underhand shot, it goes through. 7-point lead for the Spartans.
There she is again. Man, she's got great hands, Glenn.
There's no doubt.
Long arms, really being disruptive.
I mean, this is what we thought we'd see out of her based on the stat sheet.
That's right.
And she's lived up to it. So, halftime score, remember, 31-13, and look where we are now. Hilgefort's second effort, and it finally goes through. I don't think that young lady has had a clean shot tonight.
No, everything's been contested.
She hasn't gotten the rolls early on, or wasn't getting the rolls, and now she seems to be.
And she's hustling all over the place.
She tracks that one down. 9-point lead for the Spartans with the ball, and just about 4:20 left in the fourth quarter.
Milford's going to press. Going man-to-man. There's a foul. Foul's on number 4, Carly Stinson. Again, that's only Milford's third foul.
Foul number 4, Carly Stinson.
You see a replay here. She cuts to the basket, and Stinson puts her hand in there and knocks her in the head, hits her in the, it looks like in the nose.
Spartan ball underneath their own basket. High arcing inbound pass. Nice save, but swatted away. Could be an opportunity for Milford here, driving to the basket. And a poor shot is taken by Stinson. So Turpin avoids giving up 2 points there. Ball swatted around underneath, yeah.
That's just reaction.
It's hard to fight that instinct, right?
It is.
Now Turpin is going to take a full timeout with 3:53 remaining. This is only going to leave them with one timeout in the game.
Yeah, interesting.
So I find that a bit curious.
Yeah, it's, they're so much into the flow. I'm not sure I would have taken a timeout there. If Milford goes on a run, right, you might want to save those timeouts.
Yeah.
Look at it. They're up to a 9-point lead.
Fitzgerald's got the board out, has yet to start drawing up a play on it. Now he will.
I think he should just say, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't try to overthink this, you know what I mean?
Certainly not a varsity level basketball coach, but I'm just curious what kind of adjustment you would see to want to burn that timeout here when you still got essentially half of the quarter to go.
Yeah.
3:53 with just 7 minutes or 7 seconds into the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. So,
well, give Milford credit. They whatever they saw in that first half, they made the adjustments coming out of halftime, and it's paid huge dividends. And Milford's just got to try to see if they can find that 3 range again.
Well, let's see if we can notice any adjustment here for the Spartans. We're going to stay with the press. Plenty of fouls to give for both sides. Milford with 3 team, Turpin with 2. Maybe it was changing the strategy on the press. Rush 3-pointer goes off the side of the basket, or the backboard, and then deflects toward the rim. So again, Milford with a very quick shot. Starting to feel some desperation from the Eagles.
You can sense it's coming here.
Clearoff breaks that one up and is able to get a lucky break and track it down. Morris will bring it down for the Eagles offense.
Morris has got to take charge here. She's very good at managing the offense. Oh, man.
Ill-advised pass. Turnover for the Eagles. Trying to force something inside into double coverage.
You can see Turpin wanting to take a little time off that clock, Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
The risk with that is you get out of your flow of your offense.
Right.
Oh.
Nice patience there. The shot won't go. Hilgefort sticks it back. It won't go. Rebounded by Thieroff. Passes it off to Morris. Turpin's going to fall back. Dial off full court pressure a little bit. Get back into a good defensive set here.
Yeah, Glenn, since that timeout, it's almost been a minute and a half and nobody scored any points. So that actually works to Turpin's benefit. Because Milford's not been able to cut into this 9-point lead.
Last touch by the Spartans. It'll stay with Milford. Ball will be inbounded directly across from the Eagles bench. Morris dribbling into the lane. Pass it off to O'Toole. Her shot won't go. She gets her own rebound and draws a foul.
Brooke Heiss on that foul. Again, that's just the 3rd foul on Turpin.
Both teams with 3 now. 2:21 remaining, 46-37. O'Toole at the free throw line. Not enough on that one.
She just looked out of sorts there on that one.
Second shot, just about on the way. That one falls through. Timeout, Milford.
Yep.
So now Milford with 1 timeout remaining. Turpin with 1 timeout remaining. 4 points in the game now for O'Toole. So what's Coach Fallis telling this team in the huddle, Mike?
Well, I think he's telling them, we've talked about it a lot tonight, and that is you got to take better shots. I mean, that last 3 before this foul they took over here that hit the side of the backboard. I mean, I think from here on in, you got to control the ball, you got to be smart, no turnovers, and you got to get good, clean shots. Now, if the ball doesn't go in the hoop, that's one thing.
Right.
But to come down and do these crazy shots and trying to throw it up, that's different.
You know the issue now, by allowing yourself to take those hectic shots, you only have 2:21 left in regulation. Close an 8-point deficit. Definitely not insurmountable, but cannot afford many mistakes at this point.
No, and each team only has 3 fouls, right? So all of a sudden now, if you got to turn this into a foul shooting contest, Milford's got to start fouling, right?
Absolutely. Well, and as I said, if you're willing to give the fouls, Turpin hasn't been spectacular from the free throw line this season. But the way things are going for Turpin tonight, it wouldn't surprise me to start making every free throw they would shoot. Just an incredible second half performance here by the Spartans on both ends of the floor.
That's where you want the ball, right there.
Able to break the press pretty easily.
Yep.
The long pass down to Hilgefort, using the height to her advantage.
Now they got a foul. They're calling for fouls, right? They can't even get a foul.
Yep.
Oh.
That's a steal, almost a carry. Probably should have been a carry.
Yeah.
Pull up 3-pointers off the mark. Thiroff gets a hand on it, able to pull it in. She'll put something up in the lane. It won't go. Rebounded underneath by the Spartans.
They got a foul, Glenn.
They can't get to the ball quick enough is the problem. McKinney couldn't get that out of the way of Hilgefort. Another 2 points, and Coach Fallis will take his final timeout of the game. His team trails by 10 with 1:43 remaining.
Glenn, I'm just gonna do a quick little math here.
Okay.
Since halftime, Turpin has outscored Milford 35-7.
Yeah, Milford has seven points in just about 14 minutes, almost 15 minutes of game. That's incredible.
Incredible. So Milford's out of timeouts, is that correct?
Yes. Turpin has 1 left. 10-point lead for the Spartans, 1:43 remaining. Plenty of fouls to give on both ends. Possession arrow, rest, currently with the Eagles.
Yep. So
what you need to know.
If you're Milford, do you allow some time, or are you going to have to start fouling? What are you going to have to do here? I mean, I don't know.
I almost think you have to foul quickly. It may seem a bit early for that, but
you're down 10 points.
You're down, and your offense hasn't worked in the entire second half. You scored 7 points. It's not worked against the Turpin pressure defense. O'Toole dribbles it around. McKinney passes it up, back to O'Toole, and drains one. Maybe the momentum boost the Eagles needed. The lead's down to 7. So we're under 130 now. Milford defense, pressure, McKinney, Thiroff, over to O'Toole.
She'll take the 3.
Steps back, now passes it off to Morris, who's being guarded by Hilgefort. That's not a good matchup. Thiroff drives into the lane and draws a foul. It's going to be a blocking foul underneath on Rachel Reichert.
Put her on the line for 2.
Thiroff has not been afraid to go down into the paint and do the dirty work tonight, Mike.
Yeah, here's that replay. She goes up and gets fouled. Put her on the line for 2. Off the backboard, off the front of the rim, and no good.
lead stays at 7. 71 seconds remaining in regulation. High arcing shot, a lot of spin, won't go. Rebounded underneath. Lots of pressure, and that ball will stay with Milford. So Milford showing a little bit of that scrappiness underneath we saw in the first half. Always to O'Toole.
You don't have to shoot a 3 right now, Glenn. He's got plenty of time.
Kenny's going to drive in, underhanded shot, rolls through. Down to 5, 55 seconds to go in regulation. Long pass to Hilgefort. She's not going to be able to save it. Out of bounds by just maybe a couple of inches.
Oh, no. What a time so far. Coach Fallis is working his butt off over here.
He's arguing as to where Milford should have the ball, I guess, right?
I think so. Is he saying half court?
Yeah, since it wasn't touched. Pass was thrown in bounds, right?
Uh-oh.
Pull up, jumper, 3 ball, off the mark.
You didn't need to do that.
Rebounded easily. Hilgefort crosses the ball across the court.
Oh, what are they doing?
35 seconds. Struggle for control. Hilgefort comes up with it and saves possession for the Spartans. Turpin can hang on now.
Yep, 25 seconds.
Foul's going to be called on O'Toole.
That's her first.
It's her first of the game. Both teams now with 4 team fouls. 25.5 seconds remaining in regulation. The Spartans up by 5. Turpin inbounds, and now the Eagles have to foul.
Yep.
They'll give that one to Morris.
They can't let much time come off the clock.
That's her third. Team 7.
Morris now with 3.
You got to get the ball in.
And they do to Hilgefort. Hilgefort drives, guarded by Thieroff. And Thieroff will get the foul credited to her because she was not set.
Here's a replay. I thought for sure Hilgefort would pull it back. No, she goes to the basket, off the glass, and in.
That's her first. Team 6. At the line, shooting 2, number 50.
Shooting 1.
Back up to 7-point lead.
Trying to complete the 3-point play, and she does. 8-point lead, 21 seconds. That could have been the backbreaker for the Eagles. O'Toole pulls up for 3. It's off the mark, easily rebounded by the Spartans, and Kaylee McKinney will foul. My, oh my.
Yeah.
This is why we love sports.
I'm telling you. You know, Turpin could have very easily just thrown in the towel and think about the next game, but they came out and played very well. Give them credit. They really played well the second half.
Credit Coach Dave Giglio, Chris Carletti, and Sarah Green. Pretty impressive halftime adjustments. Free throw would not go. It's rebounded ultimately by McKinney, and she is fouled.
That's the fifth foul for Turpin.
Milford now with 7. Just 10.5 seconds remaining. Milford down by 8. Does not look good. They'll roll it to try to save a few seconds, but ultimately the Turpin pressure comes out. Yeah, you don't have time. O'Toole, long distance 3-pointer and drains it. But unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the game. And what an epic comeback by the Turpin Spartans. Your final score, Turpin 51, Milford 46. I don't know that I've ever seen a second half of basketball at either the boys or girls varsity level like we just saw.
Yeah, it was impressive on Turpin, disappointing on Milford. I know Coach Fallis will go in there. The girls are probably going to be really upset. But you know what? The great thing about it, you got another game, move on, tip your hat to Turpin, and yeah, it was fun to watch, Glenn.
Sure was. Just an outstanding game. Do want to take a moment to thank all of you who have tuned in on demand to watch us. We want to thank Aaron Zupka and Milford Athletic staff for hosting us for the second night in a row. Thanks to our crew for braving the elements today to get us set up to bring you all this exciting girls varsity basketball action. Mike, and final thoughts?
No, Glenn, I you know, for the folks that watched the game tonight, I think they saw what happened. We saw what happened. It was very fun. Just real quick, 6 of 18 from Turpin for 3, 7 for 25 for Milford. Leading scorers, Higgleford had 14, so she didn't quite get her season average. And for Milford, leading scorer was Kaylee McKinney, and they're off with 8. That's it.
Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you, my friend.
Thank you, Glenn. You too and your family.
Season's greetings to all of you at home. For Mike Glorienti, Dean Lowry, and our crew, I'm Glenn Olson. You've been watching ICRC TV Sports.